The introduction of the accessory box in Charpy. Here are the accessories of the Charpy. These are pendulums. Although they're in different energy, the structures are the same. Now, I'll take one for example. This is the upper connecting cannula. This is the pendulum rod. This is the impact blade. And this is the hammer block. This is the power line. These are full spanners, which is number 4, 5, 6, and 8. This is a protecting cover. There are 4 pairs of ender blocks. This is a screwdriver. There are 2 ways of 5 joules, which is installed on the hammer block of 4 joules. And there are 2 ways of 2 joules, which is installed on the hammer block of 1 joule. This is pair of weight fastened, which are used to fasten the weight of 5 joules. This is the center model with 4 sizes in 40, 60, 70, and 95 mm. Now, I will introduce the method of installing the pendulum both in 2 and 5 joules. First, let's install the pendulum of 2 joules. Put the hammer block and weights on the platform. Then, fill the pendulum's upper connecting cannulas both and the upper half part. Next, put the pendulum with the upper connecting sleeve fixed firmly on the principal axis. Do the same thing on the other side. Second, let's install the pendulum of 5 joules. It's similar with the 2 joules, but only the difference is the weight fasten should be needed. Okay, this is the pendulum of 5 joules. Finally, put all the components back to the accessory. The preparing work of the Charpy test. Firstly, unfasten the bolts on pincer mouth with spanner 8, and take off the bolt so that we can demount the pincer mouth easel, and select the samples according to the required. Secondly, we have to select probable pendulum. The selected pendulum should be made the consumed energy with the specimen is fractured in the range of 10 to 80% of the total energy. If you cannot in advance determine the scope of energy, you should choose the big energy hammer. Thirdly, let's look at the method of installing the pendulum in Charpy. Offload the pendulum's connecting cannulas bolt. Then put the pendulum with the connecting sleeve fixed firmly on the principal axis. Please pay attention that there's an upper connecting sleeve on the orientation pin. When you install the pendulum, you should make the pin positioned in the principal axis pinhole. Fourthly, it's time to adjust the pincer mouth. Offload the bolt and make sure the pendulum is in the plumb. Then adjust the clamp block and handle block with the center module hot by the impact blade, and fasten the clamp block bolt where the center module is according to the sample. Then take the center module off. There are some fundamentals in selecting the ender block. The sample with a width of 10 mm fits the adjusting plate in 5 mm, and the 6 fits 7, and the 15 fits 2.5, and 13 fits 3.5. Next, it's time to adjust the movable base. It's only be adjusted when the sample isn't next to the impact plate. Offload the bolts, and put the sample onto the impact board next to the plate in the reading of 1 or 2, which is selected by the sample. Then move the handle to the left first, right second, till the sample very next to the plate. After all those operations, start the test. Of Charpy. Number 1. Turn on the power switch when the pendulum is at rest. Then turn on the protecting switch with the lamp on. Number 2. We should set the parameters. Under the standby interface, press the menu key to enter the main menu interface in which you can set the parameters. In the main menu interface, press up and down to choose test type. Then press the menu key to enter into the subshell. Next, up and down to select the style from the Charpy and Azot. Of course, here the Charpy is selected, and then press Reset to return to the main menu. Number 3. We reach the impact speed selection. Press Select key to enter the main menu interface. Next, press up and down to select each impact speed and then press Reset to return to the main menu. In the Charpy mode, there are two types of speed, 2.9 and 3.8 mm every second. Here, we choose 3.5 mm every second. Number 4. Setting the impact energy. In the main menu interface, press the menu key to enter the subshell. There are two choices, in 2.9 mm every second with 0.5, 1, 2, 4, 5 joules, and 3.8 mm every second with 7.5, 15, 25, and 50 joules. This time, we'll select the 2.9 mm every second with 5 joules, and then press Reset key to return to the main menu. Number 5. Selecting the size of sample. Press the menu key to enter the setting interface, and press the left and right keys to set the parameters, including the width and thickness in millimeters. During this operation, the digit is chosen by the left and right keys. The number is by the up and down keys. At last, press the Reset key to back to the setting interface. Number 6. Pre-elevation alpha and freeze rectangle alpha apostrophe setting. The main freeze pendulum must be located in the plumb position. When you press the delete key, the screen displays the signal. When you put the pendulum to the capilla, turn off the protecting switch. When you press the impact button, the pendulum falls automatically and the screen displays the pre-elevation alpha on the top left corner. Here, the screen displays test signal to show that the testing has been completed. You can do the test of impacting specimen. Number 7. Let's start the test. Put the pendulum to the caliper. Turn on the protecting switch. Next, put the sample onto the pincer mouth. Then turn off the protecting switch. The pendulum falls off automatically to cut off the sample when you press the impact key. Do it again till meeting the need. Please pay much more attention on the protecting switch. Number 8. Searching and saving. You can search the result after testing. Press the menu key then up and down keys. If you want to save the result, press the Reset key for a few seconds. Please notice that every result must be saved after every test. At last, turn off the power switch when you finish the test in Charpy.